Hello everyone. Now in the Corona time we're all trying to pass the time and be productive. So I've decided to make a playlist about Arduino and AI. On the start I have to say that I learned a lot of what I know about AI from Daniel Schiffman, Siraj Raval, Sendex. You should really go and check their channels. I will put a link in the description below. And the second thing that I have to say is that my English is not my first language, so I will do my best that all these playlists will be nice and easy to understand. And now we can start, okay? So if we want to make Arduino work with an AI, we need to first of all build a protocol that the Arduino will be able to communicate with the web and the web with the Arduino. Because what I want to do is to use libraries like TensorFlow.js, ML5.js. So we need this connection. So of course there is the Johnny 5 protocol, but I don't like it. So I will show you what I'm doing. First of all, I'm working with the P5 library. So if you want to follow these examples, the first thing what you have to do, you go to P5 Manager npm on Google. You go inside and you copy, then we go to the terminal, and in the terminal first of all we have to go to the directory we want to work on. So I want to work in this directory, and then you just paste it, you install it. I have it installed, so I don't need to install it. After you do that, then the next thing is that we have to generate a project. So P5 can do that for us. We just write P5 generate -- bundle, and I will call it Arduino web. It will take a few seconds and voila, we have a project. So now we have to seed into the project we created. And the first thing I want to do is to start an npm project. If no one knows what is npm, there's so much guidance in YouTube, in Google, and if there will be a lot of requests I can do also, but I don't think there is a need to that. So now npm is asking us a few questions. What will be the package name, the version, description, entry point? We will have to change that soon enough. All of this is not interesting for now. The author, you can write your own name, whatever you like. And yes. Now after we did that, we have to install a few things. We will have to install serial port, Express, and Socket.io. Serial port will enable us to communicate with the port of the Arduino. Express will enable us to build a server that we have to do that. And the Socket.io is a tool to send message from the server to the client. So let's start. Serial port, again we just go, we copy, paste, and it will install us for us. Then same thing with Express. You can just fast forward the installation time, and the last thing we have to do is the socket IO. So now, after we installed everything, the first we can just go and open our favorite ID, each one with what he likes. I like Atom, and what we have. Okay, so you can see that now we have inside the directory Arduino web that we created, we have libraries, which is the P5 library, all the node modules, index.html, the JSON files, and the sketch.js. So the first thing I want to do is go here and change sketch, the entry point, from sketch to server.js. And now we will have to write the server. So we will make a new file. We will call it server.js. And now it's time to write the server. So the first thing I want to deal with is serial port. So the first thing we will do is serial port require serial port. The next thing we have to require is we will have to deal with the data that we will get. We will get it as a string, and we will need to cut the string. So we will require, we will do read line require serial port okay, and what we have now, we have to put the serial port into variables. So we will make serial port, or we will just say serial port that serial port. Autofix many times is just and the last thing we have to deal with is the COM. Okay, what COM we are going to connect to. So we will make new serial port, and I will be connected to COM15 as I remember, COM15, and we will have to deal with the baud rate. So we have that. So now I want to create two global variables. The first one will be to Arduino, and the next one will be to app. So now I will just create a function. We'll call it com on open and we will write this function. And here all I want to do is just send a message to see that everything is okay. So we'll write console log com is connected. Now what we will have to do is create a variable that will deal with the data that we get. We will have to the Arduino will send the data, we will get it as a string, and we will have to cut it in the right places. So I will say parser equal com dot pipe, and we will make new read line, and then we will say delimiter, and here we will have to set where we want the data to cut. So I want to use the comma and end of line. And now we can make another function to get the data. So we'll make parser that on data, on data get that, and we will write this function. And what we forgot, inside here we will get the data, and for now all I want to do is just console log the data to see that we are getting it. Console.log data. So now actually we can check if everything is working. So what you have to do, you will have to connect an Arduino to your computer, and now we will go to the first of all we have to save this, and we will go to the Arduino IDE. We will open it and we will write a really simple sketch just to see that the connectivity is working. Later we will make it to our needs, but for now all I want is just say, let's say int x equal 20, y equal 65, and let's do a float z equal 45.87. we will serial port, serial begin 9600. And now, as you remember, what we what we wrote on the server is that we will cut the string every comma and in the end of line. So we will say serial dot print, where our serial dot print x and serial dot print we will copy that and we will change that to y z. Here we will put end of line, and this we don't need. So now we have to upload it, Arduino COM15. Okay. What you have to check to make sure that the COM in the Arduino and the COM that you write on the server is the same one. There is also a way to change the name of the COM in the window task manager. It's a long process, but we can go through that in one of the videos. So it's probably finished. No, I forgot this. Okay, so now it's time to check if everything is okay. So what we do, we write here node server.js and voila, you see all the data is coming through. So this is the first part, and the next part we will have to send the data to the client, and then we will have to send data from the client back to the Arduino. Once we will do all of this, then we can move forward to try to connect the Arduino into a library like ML5 or TensorFlow.js. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please give a thumb, subscribe and like, and I will see you soon. Thank you very much.